Khamis?
Thank you, Mayor. And I love the quote from Robert Aguirre, by the way. Thank you for that. But if you've ever been in a hospital and you've seen a guy operating, they don't throw every single tool inside a patient and expect a good outcome. They use the right tool for the job. And raising fees is not the right tool. You don't need a business degree to understand that if you raise the costs to businesses, they'll be less likely to come and do business in our city. We've often complained about our housing to jobs imbalance, and in that the city loses 20% of its populations for cities in the north. I don't know how many times I've heard that said at these city council meetings. And the cities that are being cited as putting these fees forward have the same exact opposite problem that we do. They have too much business and not enough housing. So, and I know that in the next few items, we're looking for ways to spur development by raising the downtown height limits, and we want businesses to come. This is why we're looking at this very contentious topic. The one thing I don't need is a $150,000 study to tell me that jobs it creates a nexus for housing. That's proven. There's nothing that $150,000 can prove to me. It is a fact. Jobs create a need for housing. And we've already raised taxes on business just in Measure G. We've taxed businesses before. We raised, I know my colleagues laugh when I bring up my property tax bill. There's 17 taxes on there. We passed Measure T. We passed Measure G and B. And there was another sales tax that passed from the county. Some of these I supported, some of these I didn't. But all these taxes make it harder to live here and actually increase the cost to people who want to live in this area and exacerbate the housing crisis. It doesn't help it. When you raise the taxes on home builders, less home builders wanted to build, and it became more expensive for people who wanted to build, and therefore they either had to pass along the cost or not build at all. And that's what I see. The opposite is happening. I really want to solve this problem as much as all of you do, but looking at ways to create taxes on everything isn't always the solution. This is the one tool that we always use, regardless of the sickness. We always use the tax tool, right? We don't look at other things like we are looking at today. I think that this is a unique tool that we're looking at today, but this is one of the first times I've seen a unique tool being put to, here. But we always look at this tool. So I really don't. I'm not going to be supporting a $150,000 study for a Nexus study, and I urge you guys to rethink this. This is going to affect our jobs housing imbalance. I know that one employer has agreed to pay higher fees. It doesn't mean the rest of the employers out there are going to agree. There are employers looking for cost deductions everywhere else, not cost increases. There is one or two companies who can afford to do this kind of thing. The rest of them may not be happy to pay these prices. That's all I have to say. I know that you guys want to study this, and I know I'm going to lose this. But I want to caution that we can't keep using the same tool and expecting different results.